Ace Attorney. Turnabout Ablaze. Part freaking 6. Oh well. Oh, I ran up the stairs. Why did I do that? Yeah, oh my god, it's 2 in the morning. I can't believe it, sir. Extraterritoriality. Yes, there's nothing we can really do about that. In the end, we didn't have enough authority to bring him to justice. I can't believe that even though he's the boss, we can't lay a finger on him. I know. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, sorry to skip out on you, but I've got some business to take care of. Okay, bye. We can't even give an evil guy like him the slap on the wrist. Then what the heck were laws created for? What good are they? The law can't help us. Then I'll go as the Yatagarasu and take care of this myself. Don't you dare. Mr. Edgeworth. Sorry, that was a bit too harsh. I know how you feel, sir. We're trying to take on an ambassador after all. He did tell us earlier to get out of the theater. This is kind of their country, I guess. But I feel like I've been slapped across the face for just doing my job. Oh, I hate that feeling. What am I going to do? Should I retreat for now and formulate a better plan of attack? Come on, everyone. We can't give up yet. Okay. I want you to think about something for a sec. We've never let up even for a second, and as long as we don't stop investigating, we might find the rotten treasure hidden here. She's right. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. You're right, Ken. Very well. Let us reopen the investigation and see what we find. Come on, Ken. Right behind you. Oh, he said boom. Okay, I'll go check out Bob a bit more, sir. Oh, okay, bye-bye. I have something I need to investigate further and now the boss. You really think they're gonna let you over there, Miss Thing? After all that just went down, you really think? Although apparently they are, so I guess I'm dumb. Now then, before I gather any information, or any more information, I should do a bit of housekeeping. Passion flowers data erased from my article. Oh, just the passion flowers. That was hardly worth it. Ambassador Alba seemed agitated or something. Yeah, you accusing him of all this shit. Or why? There are 2 special circumstances that surround the ambassador. First, the embassy itself has extraterritorial rights. If something happens on Alabastian soil, we are unable to legally prosecute. Cool! It sounds like embassies are the perfect place to steal whatever you want. And murdered Damas II, run a smuggling operation, and make counterfeit bills, apparently. But I thought all the counterfeiting was done by Mr. Cochin in Babel. Yes, he apparently used the embassy's coupon printing press to do it. But the same story over there anyway. Babel also has extraterritorial rights. Which brings me to my next point. The ambassador's extraterritorial rights. Those rights are effective even in our own country. Really? No matter what happens, he can never be tried in our courts. He retains some very special rights indeed. Basically, no matter what wrongs he may commit, we can't bring him to trial here. I guess we really don't stand a chance. it a chance if we can somehow nullify either one of the special rules. We know that the counterfeit bills were printed using the embassy's press, but the necessary materials, such as the Ablaze ink paper, must have been hidden in a secure location. What do you think would have happened if the renovation had begun? Well, he probably had to find a better hiding place or get rid of it all. Right, so we can assume that the renovation was the cause of the plate and bill's disposal. And the reason Mr. Cochin was killed is the ringleader of the smuggling operation. Based on what we know, who do you think was the one with the most to gain? Oh, is that his first name? Colias? I don't think I knew that. We know that? I don't think we knew that. Oh, we did know that. Okay, Colias Polano. It's the one person who has been erasing all evidence of the smuggling operation from both embassies, the co-conspirator who is mopping up Ambassador Alba. Ambassador Alba had a very strong motive to kill Manny Cochin. The cause of Ambassador Alba's agitation, the rotten treasure we may find, and the motive for killing Mr. Cochin. Miss Hughes said it herself that she didn't kill anyone. If we were to take her words at face value, the reason for the ambassador's nervousness can only be one thing. He didn't want us to discover the real circumstances under which Mr. Cochin was killed. Then you mean Ambassador Alba is the real killer? But I thought the two of them were friends. Maybe they were, but what if Mr. Cochin was the one who first betrayed their friendship? Oh, I get it. Wasn't Mr. Cochin pushing really hard for Mr. Polano to be ambassador after the reunification? Yes, that was the real reason why he wanted to steal Alabast's Primidux statue. But Mr. Cochin hired Damas II to go steal it for him. But when Ambassador Alba found out what he was up to, he killed Mr. Cochin? It is definitely a possibility at this point. Those two really were thinking of no one but themselves. But the question now is, how did he do it? Ambassador Alba was in Alabama. Mr. Cochin's body was discovered in Babel. Right. That is what we must solve next. Taken just before the two ambassadors gave their bouquets. Wilson. Wait, is it just my imagination? Or is there something in this picture that I've seen before? I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. It appears to be a bouquet of Persian cyclamen. Roses. I am not gonna pretend to know how to pronounce half of these flower names. Wow, you even knew the exact species? I never would have figured you for an expert on flowers. All because of those flowers that old lady sent me. Look at me, I sound like some sort of botanist. Botanists are cool, dude. Like, I can't personally do it because I just look at a flower and it dies. So what exactly is this yellow flower here? That one, I'm not sure. What? You don't know? As far as I can recall, I've never seen a flower like this. But I feel as though I've seen this shape somewhere. I know what it is. Eureka! Bobble's national symbol is the butterfly and Alabas is the flower. It would appear that someone is employing the old hide a tree in the forest trick. What are you mumbling to yourself about? Wait, what? The handle on this knife. Ah! Yes, it is the handle that was supposed to be on the blade that killed Mr. Cochin. The weapon that killed him was carried through the Theatrum Neutralis. The very bouquet Ambassador Alba was carrying. The flower motif. It looks like one of the flower petals is missing. Ooh, take a look at the weapon itself. It's missing the exact same petal. Then the knife in this photo is most definitely the same as this murder weapon. I believe we now understand why Ambassador Alba was so nervous and agitated. Must have something to do with where Mr. Cochin was killed. A place where the Alabastian ambassador was likely to meet the Bobblese Mr. Cochin. The place where Ambassador Alba happened to have committed a murder is...
Take that!
The only place that makes sense is here, at the Theatrum Neutralis. It's probably Theatrum. Theater. What? Here? The Goodwill event was being held here today, correct? The only place that both of them would have had... The only place that the both of them would have been is in here. If that's the case, everything changes. This theater isn't actually Alabastian land. So that wipes out one of those extraterritorial rights he has. It makes logical sense, in which case, it is a reason for us to investigate further. So what should we check out? Let's see. I believe we should check the immigration records for both Alabas and Bobble post-haste. Bobble's records should be easy to obtain, however, the problem will be Alabas. I wonder if they would allow us to see their records despite the order to make it.
Objection!
I'm already one step ahead of you, Miles Edgeworth. Francisco, I have here the security footage for both Alabas and Bobble. You would do well to take a look at its contents. We move fast. Von Carmel's strategy to be perfect in every way. It's not in my nature to keep on retreating like this. I took the liberty of looking over the Bobble investigation reports as well. From now on, you villainy, no excuse to back down or say that we can't solve this case. Sorry about earlier. Move on to be beaten. Because my cute little subordinate is going to try his very best, isn't he? Hasn't she patronized me enough already for a lifetime? You're the one that set yourself up to be her subordinate. Of course she's going to latch onto that after giving your guys' history. And I don't blame her one bit, to be honest. So, this video contains footage from Alabasta Immigration Screening Area. I really hope there's something in here we can use. You stop using the public television. something about this lump shape strike you as odd? Huh? Isn't it supposed to be this shape? No, there's clearly something odd about the bulge. If only we had the pushcart itself, we could compare and confirm my hunch. Then go text Larry. Next, let us check the footage from Bobble's security camera. Or from Bobble's security. I hope it shows us something good. Phooey, there wasn't a single sign of a suspicious person or anything. That right there is the contradiction. Huh? Did I miss something? You didn't miss anything, because there was nothing to miss. However, what is missing is the image of Mr. Cochin entering his own country. But wasn't his body found in Bobble? Why, yes, Kay. Yes, it was. It would appear that the true face of our final puzzle has finally revealed itself. Oh, what the fresh hell is happening? Ambassador Alba. I thought I had asked for you and your group to vacate the premises, Mr. Edgeworth. Actually, I thought I should let you know that this theater sits on my country's soil. You've had your fun, and I enjoyed our little game. I dare say that you've even achieved a new high score. However, once you've recorded a score, that same game can never be replayed again. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Your game is done, and it's game over.
Objection!
Where do you think you're going at this time of night? After admitting to my crime, I was overcome with regret. I'm headed to the airport now to return home. I'm afraid I can't let you do that. There are still too many issues we need to discuss with you. You can't stop me, Mr. Edgeworth. Please, may I have a little bit of your time, Ambassador Alba? Ambassador Paleno. Even just a teeny tiny bit is fine. The already strained relationship between our countries is in a precarious situation. See what they want. Not that they'll give further. Ambassador Paleno. Mr. Edgeworth? All I wish for is the normalization of relationships between our two countries. There's one person standing in the way of that truth. I believe in you. You'll do what's right. Thank you for your vote of confidence. Now then, what was it you wanted to ask me about? I do have a flight to catch after all. I'm afraid I'm going to have to limit you to just one question. More than enough, because I only have one question anyway. I want to hear your alibi about how you couldn't have killed Mr. Manny Cochin. Oh, I see. You seem to have a good hand this time around. This should be this really is the very last chance we have to down. I won't allow even an atom-sized contradiction to slip by. Atom. Somebody took science in high school. Ambassador Alba's alibi. That actually sounds like a book title. Frankly, I still don't understand why I'm being placed under suspicion. Under your hypothetical scenario, Mr. Cochin and I were fellow smugglers. But to get to the point, I was in Alabasta the whole time. So it's simply not possible for me to have killed him and Bobble. That is my alibi. So that is your alibi? That is correct. It's simply not possible for me to have committed a crime in Bobble. Babal. Now that we have cleared that up, I'd appreciate it if you would move out of—
Hold it!
I said, hold it! What is it this time? I thought I told you I'd only allow one question. You did. But you still have yet to really answer my one question. What? Until you tell us the truth, I refuse to budge an inch from where I'm standing. Very well. I'll play with you just a little longer. Miles Edgeworth, as my subordinate and representative of this country's prosecutors. You are forbidden to lose. Of course, that is something I've understood from the start. That guy's the one who ordered my father killed, isn't he? Yes, I believe so. The goal of the first Tabarasi was to capture the smuggling rings later. My father, Uncle Bad, their legacy will live on through me. That's why you just gotta catch him, okay? We will, I promise. Now, Ambassador Alba, let's have it the truth now, shall we? No matter how many times you ask, my answer remains the same. Fucking old. Hold on a second. How old is he? 1947? He's a fucking boomer. Been so much. Press on the side.
Hold it!
It's not a hypothesis. Earlier, we proved it to be what happened. Well, let's leave that to one side for now. Because it doesn't change the fact that I have no motive. Oh. So you really had no reason to kill Mr. Cochin? If you want to, suppose I had one, then why not? I'll indulge. After all, this is nothing more than a silly game to me. Even if that's how you see things, I'd appreciate it if you would take me seriously. I'm sorry, I suppose you are in a bit of a pickle. Very well, a game is no fun if the playing field isn't level. Therefore, I formally claim that I have no motive to kill. How can he stand proud when he knows he killed another human being? He's a politician. Period. They're not exactly known to be the most, like, justice. I don't know the right word for this. They're not good people, typically. It's not to say that there aren't good politicians, but I would say it's like a single %.
Objection!
Oh, objection! Overruled. If you want to know, I believe you did have a motive to kill. It was because Mr. Cochin had betrayed you. But you had your own reason too, namely you wanted to pin the smuggling all on him. Evil begets evil, and because you were trying to test each other, it turned into this mess.
Objection!
Objection! Did you hear that? I don't believe this. You have a bad penchant for telling tall tales, Mr. Prosecutor. And if you're not, then I suppose you have some proof to support your argument. I never use guesswork in moving my cases forward. It has been proven that this note was written by Mr. Cochin's hand. Shall we take a look at it? The content of the note is a request calling for the theft of Alabast's Primidex statue. By killing him and pushing all the guilt for the smuggling onto him, you walk away spotless. I believe you understand what I'm driving at. I believe you had more than a few reasons.
Objection!
Objection! Are you finished with your hypothesizing? Excuse me? Let's suppose I did have a motive. Even so, a motive or a thought alone can't kill. Isn't that right? I didn't expect him to resort to playing the semantics game with me. You didn't? It appears that this is where the real battle will begin. Okay, how many times are you going to say that? It can't all be the real battle. Now then, if you will excuse me. Wait, what? I told you at the very beginning, didn't I? You only get one question. Ambassador Alba, please just give us a little bit more time. It doesn't matter what kind of man he was. He was my subordinate. Which is why I would like for us to figure out the real cause of his death. That is something for Baval to figure out, and something to which I have no relation to. Now he's even turning down a request from Ambassador Polino. Very sorry, but it seems that now even my voice falls on deaf ears. There's no need for you to apologize, Ambassador Polino. I must find some way to stop him from leaving. It seems there are no further objections. In that case, please allow me to return home. Hold it. Hold it right there, Ambassador Alba. Hey? Oh, look, girl, you about to get shot. She's about to die. Like I said, Mr. Edgeworth, the Atagarasu's legacy will live on through me. Yes, but how do you suggest we stop him from leaving? You just leave that to me. Ambassador Alba, do you recognize this? No. Why should I recognize that tattered old organizer? Wait. That is a clue by my father, Byrne Faraday. That is a clue my father, Byrne Faraday, left for us. Hey, Byrne Faraday? Mr. Faraday's organizer? Don't tell me this is the one from the second cage fight incident. One in which he wrote about the Atagarasu's key? Yes. This organizer belonged to the prosecutor you had Miss Yu kill 7 years ago. I have no idea what you're talking about. You say that like it was related to me. Inside this organizer, he wrote up every detail of every evil thing you did. But in but that sort of trickery won't work on me. If you don't believe me, then take a look at this. And what is that toy there? This thievery device was used by the Atagarasu, or rather, by my father. 7 years ago, he used this when he snuck into this embassy. What? These two pieces of evidence that hold information the Atagarasu dug up on you. If you go home now, I won't hesitate to send it all to Alabaster right behind you. Little girl, get to the point. I want you to go up against Mr. Edgeworth one more time. And if you win, then I'll hand over these two pieces of evidence. Atagarasu. Okay, does that organizer really contain any information on his dirty dealings? It's nothing case-breaking, really. Ah, then it was just bluff. Even if it was, we still can't let all the info my father and Uncle Bad found go to waste. Plus, just the existence of Little Thief is troublesome enough for him. Those two pieces. Aren't they keepsakes of your father? It's okay. I believe in Mr. Edgeworth. He'll come out on top of me. Hey. When going gets tough, someone's gotta be there to put the wind back in your sails. After all this time, you're still quite the feisty one. I applaud your powerful nature. I refuse to lose this too. Ambassador Alba, you Won't be returning home until you give us further testimony. How dare you are, barring a person like me. Ambassador Alba, your testimony, if you please. Alright, but this is the absolute last. Then, even if you use all the power of Ambassador Office, you won't stop me. Can't let this opportunity is created waste. The last time I met Mr. Cochin was here at the Theatrum Neutralis. After that, I was in Alabasta the rest of the time, as I stated earlier. In any case, I did not see Mr. Cochin again after that. So you see, there was no time span in which I could have killed him. Agree. Now, since you people were practically begging, I'll allow you to question. What an arrogant old man. Yes, but no matter. We can't allow this chance to escape us. I will warn you, though, you've reached the end of my patience. Wasting any time with any inane questions. So any needless pressing or presenting will hurt our case? In that case, the only thing you can do is present the correct evidence. Understood? Of course. I don't intend to let him intimidate me. No, Mr. Cochin was killed with the problem. In which case, there's only one statement to which I can prove the evidence.
Objection!
I'd like you to take a look at this picture. A rather nice picture, isn't it? It was to commemorate the restoration of relations between our nations. Oh, it's commemorative, all right. One that captures the proof I need to show that it was you who committed the murder. This is the knife that killed Mr. Cochin. I see you recognize it, as well as you should, for it was you who brought it to this theater. You hid it in among the flowers you were going to give the Steel Samurai. Meaning that you killed Manny Cochin here at the theater. Time for me to...
Objection!
We're not through yet.
Objection!
It's game over for you, Mr. But I thank you for the entertainment. No matter how passionately you worry, the end result will still be the same. I won't be returning to this country ever again. This man is ambassador. Has extraterritorial rights. I keep wanting to say extraterrestrial, like he's a freaking alien. From outside space. No matter how hard we chase after him, we won't be able to have him tried in court. Yes, that's exactly the face you should be making. The face of a worthless cur. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, I must bid you farewell. Hurts. Is there no one who can lay a finger on this? It's really the Agent Lang. Sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Prosecutor. Get out of my way. My plane is scheduled to take off soon. Sorry, but you're not going anywhere, Mr. Alba. I'm through playing games with you. You can't touch me. If you do, it would spark an international incident. Sorry, but no, it wouldn't. What? Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Good job holding the fort down here until I got back. So, Mr. Alba, your diplomatic community has just been revoked. What do you revoke? Spare me this nonsense and let me through.
Now go back!
Langji says, before aiming for the throat, chew the neck shield off first. What the hell is a neck shield? Also, ew. Interpol headquarters in the Imperial household of the Kingdom of Alabas. Took a while to get things rolling, but they finally moved on it. The Imperial household? What have you done? You've been relieved of your duties as ambassador, Mr. Alba. What? What? Effective today, effective right now. And you have Mr. Prosecutor's videotape to thank for this. The video that Yatagarasu protected? You can't be arrested simply because you're an ambassador. In that case, I thought I'd strip you of that title. You underestimated me, a descendant of the founder of the detainment philosophy, Langzi. 4,000 years of deeply entrenched connections and networks around the world really paid off. Why is he frail again? We don't believe this. Ambassadorship been revoked? Looks like you're finally coming to grips with your new standing. Woohoo! Looks like he's turned docile again. Probably in shock from the loss of his shield. That's a shame. I had so wanted to use my whip on him. Why is this happening to me? Just a hard-working, honest ambassador on my ass. You really think you can still pull that on us now? You've already ripped away the mask and seen you for who you really are, Mr. Alba. They just wanted us to witness that section again. Oh, objection. No, I won't be stopped now. He still intends to fight us? So what if I am no longer an ambassador? You still don't have any evidence on me. The fact remains that you cannot arrest me. I expected no less from you, the boss of the smuggling ring. Well, the rest is up to you, Mr. Prosecutor. Understood. You say that I killed Mr. Cochin in the theater. But even if that's true, there was a knife in my bouquet. Even if it's true that there was a knife in my bouquet, I left that bouquet in the theater. Anyone could have taken it out from there and used it, right? Besides, the claim that he was killed here itself is odd. After all, wasn't his body discovered in the wall? Are you kidding that I carried his body all the way there?
Objection!
I'll be the one to prove whether it's preposterous or not. Jerk. Ex-Ambassador Alba, are you ready? Because this is no game. This is war. I killed Mr. Cochin in this theater using a knife that was stuck in my bouquet. I left that bouquet in the theater. Anyone could have taken the knife from there. Besides, Mr. Cochin's body was discovered in Babal, right? There's no way for me to have transported his body from the theater to Babal. Look, don't you think you've had enough fun with me? You've already stolen my ambassadorship from me. Would you have me surrender?
Now go back!
You have no plans to ever return to this country, isn't that right? Did you know that a bunch of your subordinates are seeking asylum because of you? As if I care. Okay, hey, Mr. Prosecutor, boot this guy out of the embassy and we can finally end everything. I know. I will give it my all to see that he's in handcuffs. Without the title of ambassador, he is just another witness. Yes, just another. All right, what are we waiting for? Let's get this guy. Get him good. Hey, hold on. Oh, it just takes me to... Actually, I do believe there was a way to transfer the body out of the theater. Perhaps you should give this a look? What is that? See? It's footage from a security camera that captured the state of the immigration area. But I congratulate you on getting your hands on it. Just letting you know that we're not the only ones watching your every movement. Thank you for the warning. Now, if you could take a good look at this section here. This lump here inside the push cart. Pausing it. Alright? Don't. In that case, allow me to enlighten you. This is the cause of the unnatural lump under the cloth of the push cart.
Take that!
What is the meaning of showing me that? It's to say that the unnatural bulge in the pushcart is Mr. Cochin's body. He had the steel samurai wheel his body away from the real crime scene. What a guess. But I wonder if you have any evidence to support it. I admit that for now, it is but a hypothesis. However, if you can't prove it, then I'm afraid I must be on my way. I don't have any more time to play with you people. Sorry it took so long, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Gummy? Detective Gumshoe, is that the Steel Samurai's pushcart? Yes, sir. I found it in the open-air stage area. That's where you are. The detective spirit that Pops left me with. I thought I'd follow my gut and go with it, sir. So, Mr. Edgeworth, is this worth anything to the case? Yes, it just might play a major role in solving this case, detective. Something isn't right. It was an Ablaze. Where exactly in the open-air stage did you find this pushcart? I found it just lying there at the edge of the stage, sir. Oh? Well, let's leave that for now and just examine the inside, detective. Yes, sir. It's blood. Must be Mr. Cochin's blood. Which only goes to prove that Mr. Cochin's body was indeed transported by this pushcart. I believe you understand what this means, correct? You killed Mr. Cochin at this theater, placed his body inside the pushcart. Then you forced the Steel Samurai to unwittingly move the body for you.
Objection!
I forced him to move the body into Alabast. What nonsense. Why would I bother to do such a thing?
Objection!
You were scheduled to make a speech in Alabas, meaning it was difficult for you to make a stop in the ball. However, what if you moved the body to Alabas? Because it was your embassy, you could keep an eye on it and tamper with the embassy. Then you smuggled it out of Alabas. No! If I can show how you move the body from Alabas to Alabas, then I win. But you can't. The security between the two countries is incredibly tight. I'll be the one to judge whether I can or cannot prove it. So I ask you to provide us with testimony regarding your movements after your return to Alabas. Have you figured it out? You know how the body was moved? To be honest, I have nothing to support. I have problems. However, I don't believe I've made a mistake in my logic. Which means there's no question that can't be answered, right? Why shouldn't there be an answer as to how the body moved? There must be a logic flaw somewhere. It's... After I returned to Alabas, I had my picture taken with the Steel Samurai shaking hands. Just as I was about to start my speech, the Atagarasu appeared. I feared for the national treasure, so I raced back to my office. Is that all? Yes, that's all.
Objection!
It looks like you left out a few things, such as the murder of Damask II. Furthermore, you left out the part about meeting with me in your office. Ah, those trifling. I don't invite me again. Why was that so slow? The capture card lagging, or is this... I do so hate to waste time. What? Not every life precious? You really need me to answer that for you.
Objection!
People like you cannot be allowed to wander freely through society. Better try hard, because I doubt you'll find a single contradiction. He's really full of himself, isn't he? Yes, he is. Don't be shy. Go ahead and ask whatever you like.
Hold it!
So why was it only you with the Steel Samurai? I thought the Big Princess was also around. The Big Princess was suffering from a bad hip at the time, and the doctors recommended that she rest. Wow, so you do have a soft side after all. The pain of a bad hip. I suppose none of you can really understand how it feels. Oh, so you tend to strain your back as well, huh? Isn't that just because you're normally all hunched over? Didn't need to keep up the act no matter what, I suppose. Not just fixing my back problem. For about 15 minutes after our handshake, I was in my office preparing for the speech. Start my speech.
Hold it!
That Yatagarasu was just a trick that you had set up. Most amusing joke. How do you propose that I set it up? If you really want to know, I can explain it in detail for you. You arranged the spotlights in the Rose Garden so that when you were to take the stage, the audience would see the Yatagarasu's shadow. is an interesting tale. Sadly, it has nothing to do with you. What's it gonna take for you to fess up to anything? Very well then. Let's move on to a different question. After the Tagarasu appeared, what was the state of the Rose Garden? Everyone took refuge inside the embassy. I even helped with it. And then, once everyone was inside, well...
Hold it!
And what happened after you returned to your office? I don't want to keep on repeating this, however, on my return, I had this bad luck and bumped into Mask Man.
Objection!
And I don't want to keep on repeating this either. His name was Damask II. Here's what he was called. By the time he got to the Permadex statue that he was supposed to steal, it had already been swapped for the fake. Talk about it. Bludgeoned to death with a fake statue. This one, Karma's really letting her whip fly now. Eesh. Scary part is her silence while she's doing it. She must be at the limit of her patience as well. Physical attacks are meaningless here. Evidence is suffice. I can't find a single flaw in his argument. At this rate, I won't be able to prove that he's actually guilty of anything. Are we finished here? Miles Edgeworth! Not come up with how the body was moved to Babal? Sir. Mr. Edgeworth? Even after proving so much, can I get away with it? Is this the end? It appears that we made it just in time. It would be a great honor if you would allow us to be your allies in the battle. Evil Magistrate, it's time for you to pay. Steel Samurai? No, you are mistaken, for I am Steel Samurai Daddy, married man of Neo Old Tokyo. And this is Pink Princess Mommy. Edgy Poo! Two people that I wanted to see the least. Larry! Larry! What are you two doing here? Way to show your gratitude, Edgy. You just wanted to help. Yeesh. I'm gonna hit the bad guy with a single thrust of my spear. Go away. How could you be so mean to us, Edgy Poo? All three of us came to lend a hand, and this is how you treat us? Wasn't this grand? And I see they managed to find the Iron Infant. Does that really matter right now? Hey! Is it just me, or is the Iron Infant completely soaked? Oh, yeah. I found him in Babal, but he was in the middle of the pool. Wait a second. Larry, go back to what you just said. Huh? Oh, it appears that we made it that far back. Something about finding the Iron Infant in Babal? Found it in a pool? Oh, that. Well, I was in Alabasta the whole time. So, I have no idea how the Iron Infant was found up in Babal. Thought I had lost Rose Garden. I guess maybe this cute kid can swim, huh? But wait, what? Larry, you lost the Iron Infant in Rose Garden? Are you sure about that? Yeah, I'm sure.
Hold it!
That's enough, Larry. Iron Infant that Larry lost managed to move between the two. soaked in the middle of a pool? This is what I'm looking for. It's another smuggling route between the countries. Key to the route the Iron Infant took to travel from Alabas to Baval was... That's right, the embassy was built with bilateral symmetry in mind. Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir. There's a location I wish for you to examine post-haste. This is where I believe the route used to smuggle Mr. Cochin's body lies. Mr. Cochin's body lies. Does something like that really exist, sir? Embassy built on bilateral symmetry. This is where we need to examine.
Take that!
Yes, sir. I'll be back before you know it. It's too late. It doesn't matter now what you always do.
Now go back!
You will stay here with us. Wait. This is Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth, it's here, sir. There's a reservoir here, just like in the Rose Garden. Just as I suspected. What is it? The two sides of this embassy are mirror images of each other, which means that there's also a pool at the corresponding location on the Babalese side. Mr. Cochin's body was moved into Baval through the pool in Alabas.
Objection!
Avoiding the topic with a vague answer like that is unbecoming for a prosecutor. If you don't mind, I'd like to see more physical proof if you have any. Iron Infant is positively soaked in water. Why do you think that is? Because he was fished out of a pool, and not just any pool, it was the Babalese one. I think it's pretty obvious at this point what must be true. The water reservoirs in the two courtyards are connected.
Objection!
And where is your proof that the two sides are connected?
Objection!
The proof is right there before your eyes. The half-drowned Iron Infant. This blasted doll! Mr. Edgeworth, I'm back. Hey. Don't tell me. You guys figured everything out without me. We did, thanks to this hero of justice's son. Even if he is just a doll, he managed to help foil the villain.
Now go back!
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, look, I don't want to say this, but it's kind of unlikely that the body just happened to have passed through to Baval. This guy's a doll, and he's small, so I can believe it made it, but he has a Yes, that's right. I'm glad someone here understands. Mr. Edgeworth, are you going to next propose that the dead body can slip through a pipe? You see, Mr. Prosecutor, our chase after this man is far from over. Agent Lang? Why is he helping Mr. Alba out now? He's not. He realized the flaw in my argument and is helping to watch us along. In which case, I should return the favor and find an answer. And another thing. Mr. Cochin's body was found in his office in Baval. But what happened to his body after it was transported to the open-air stage? Mr. Alba had an accomplice at Baval, remember? You mean, she not, right? With her there, you can see how it was possible to move the body up to the seriously claiming that she swam through the connecting pipe with the body? He's right. Shina would drown if she did that. hypothesis about how the body was moved is still irrelevant. In the end, it's all just the befuddled musings of an accusatory man. Now then, I believe you should give up and allow passage, because from the start, there was no feasible method of transporting the body. What? Mr. Prosecutor, recall Shina's movements. Oh, if only there was a way to get rid of the water in the pool. Rid of the... Ah, that's it. Now I believe this time we really are done.
Objection!
Fortunately for you, it's far from over, Mr. Alba. Our most persistent man. Are you saying that you thought of a way to move the body through the water? Ah. Move the body through the water? That is completely unrelated to how it was done. Excuse me. The reason I say this is because there wasn't any water there at the time. What do you mean there wasn't any water? That's what it sounds like. Tonight's events made it possible to drain the water, allowing the body to be moved. Tonight, the Atagarasu set fire to a variety of locations in the Ablaze embassy. In order to put the fires out, much of the reservoir's water was used. Of course, when the water was used, the reservoir's water level went down. If enough water was drained, the connecting pipe could be used to traverse the border.
Objection!
So what? Water level went down? The reservoirs were connected? Does any of this matter? You can't prove any of this. Pretending to be ignorant? Pretending to be ignorant won't work with me. We both know what kind of situation we're in right now. Even in a game, there comes a critical game-changing moment. A moment in which you hit a wall that you must overcome in order to beat the game. I haven't lost yet. I found the route you used to smuggle the body, and the route you will lead your defeat.
Not so fast!
Even if all the water was used by the firefighting effort, you still can't really call that a smuggling route. I know that. I should have figured that out, but you notice. Hey, Mr. Alba, how deep are those pools anyway? I'll have you know, the pools are extremely deep. There are no ladders or footholds along the wall either. It would be difficult for Shana to hold the body and climb up out of the pool. Ladders or footholds along the wall? There was no need for such things. What do you mean? If one were to use a certain something, they could go up or down in the pool at will. Oh, looks like you've got an answer already. Well, what are you waiting for, Mr. Prosecutor? Enlighten us already. Mr. Alba used the fountain spouts, in a manner of speaking. Used the fountain spouts? How so? The water level in the pools can be controlled by opening and closing the spouts in Mishina. body were lifted upward by their buoyancy in water. The fire on the Ablaze side and the firefighting efforts. These were set in motion all for the sake of smuggling Mr. Cochin's body. Shall I show you where the final destination of my train of logic leads? First, Mr. Alba closed the fountain spouts in advance in preparation of things to come. Then he took the pushcart that was brought to the rose garden and pushed it along with the Iron Infant and Mr. Cochin's body into the pool. At this time, Miss Shana was busy conveniently starting the first fire in Babal. She then made for the open-air stage's pool to wait for the firefighting effort to begin. When the firefighters used the water in the pool, the water level went down. And by the time the fire was put out, the pipe between the two poles was exposed. This is when she pushed the pushcart from Ablaze into Babal. Once that was accomplished, Mr. Alba simply opened the fountain spouts once more. God, she must be fit as fuck in order to do this. And the water level rose up to its original level along with Miss Shana and the body. After that, Miss Shana used the pushcart to carry the body up to the Secretariat's office. There is an elevator in the embassy after all, so you see, even with her small frame, she could have easily transported the Mr. Cochin's body. And that wraps up my thorough explanation of how the body was moved. Well, ex-Ambassador Alba, what do you think? Oh, what do you think? Not so untouchable without your precious extraterritorial rights to protect you, are you? I knew you could do it, Mr. Edgeworth. Way to fight back! You accuse me of moving the body across country lines. But when you get down to the nitty-gritty, you don't have what it takes to indict me. The nitty-gritty? What does the old man want now? Proof, I believe, is what he seeks. Yes, proof. Without any, who is to say whether or not any of what you said really happened? He wants proof? What are we gonna do, Mr. Edgeworth? There's no need to worry. I've had all the proof you need all along. The body wasn't the only thing to go through the pool's connecting pipe tonight. Just as Detective Gumshoe found the pushcart in the open-air stage area, so too did I find one other item there. And that piece of evidence is proof that pools were the smuggling route. This was another thing that was smuggled over to the Babal's open.
Take that!
And what exactly is this? You have no idea, do you? This little piece that I found on the Ablaze side will be your undoing. A guitar pick? Would you care to explain how that is going to do me in, as it were? Much to your chagrin, perhaps. But this is not a guitar pick. What? This is something I found at the open-air stage, which was transported with the body. I naturally assumed that you would recognize it since you took a photo with it, after all. But since you don't, allow me to show you what this fragment of the stage area belongs to.
Take that!
Let us take a good look at the murder weapon that was used to kill Manny Cochin. On the handle of the knife, there's a beautifully blooming flower. However, it would appear that it's missing a single petal. Now, let's see what happens when we try to fit this pick in that open slot. It's a perfect fit! I assume that the petal must have fallen off the flower during Mr. Cochin's murder. And then it was accidentally placed into the pushcart along with Mr. Cochin's body. That's an interesting story.
Objection!
Oh, I assure you it's more than just a story. Because for some odd reason, this flower petal was wet when we found it. It was wet, you see. Yes, and the only place it could have gotten wet is from the open-air stage's pool. Now I ask you, how did a part of the weapon which was smuggled into the theater wind up in the open-air stage on the Ablaze side of the embassy? I don't think I need to waste any words explaining this, as this petal explains it all for me. It proves that someone went from the Rose Garden's pool through the bubble. Accessible. People of Zhang-Fa have been waiting to see you face to face, Mr. Alba. I'll tell everyone back home we'll be there soon, and you should be happy. Why? Why? A little late to be asking that question. You should have known from the very beginning. When you took your first life. No matter how you may plot or how you may try to cover it all up, you can never hide from your crime and what you've done. Because we're here to see that justice is served to people like you.
Objection!
You can't call what you've given a perfect argument. You know, I don't think this guy has ever going to admit his wrongdoings, graduate. Because he values himself above all else. People who can't be negotiated with, or people who refuse to admit when they've lost. I don't believe those kind of people really exist, because it eventually breaks eventually. You're right. In that case, I have no choice but to use all of the evidence I have. I'll use it all until he breaks under the weight of his crimes. Mr. Alba, I request that you testify once more. God. This really will be the end of the line. To be continued. Alright, now we are coming up on the final part of this one, finally. Alright. I'm gonna take another break. We'll be back to finish this. Hanging out.